everyone, and welcome back to the Olympic Ultras podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Michael.
And this is episode 13.
Unlucky for some.
Unlucky for some, lucky for you, because you're spending it here with us. So for the first half, we're going to be talking about the Eastern Suburbs result in the round 10 of the NPL. And in the second half, there's no game to talk about. We've got a catch-up weekend.
So this is a catch-up weekend, so there's some free time available to us.
Got us free time, so we're going to ramble on a little bit.
Yeah, we might take a little walk down history and memory lane.
Bit of story time about your Ultras, so...
Yeah.
So feel free to stick around for that. Feel free to leave if you don't want to hear it.
And feel free to make comments. Nice comments.
Nice comments. But yeah, anyway. Before we get stuck into it, remember that our Instagram and our YouTube is OlympicFC_Ultras and our Spotify is the Olympic Ultras podcast. Please follow along, subscribe, like, leave some comments, join the conversation. If you don't like something we've said, come and tell us. If you do like something we've said, come and tell us.
Yeah,
always, yeah, exactly. Always good to hear from you. So, yeah. Share it to your friends as well.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. All right, we'll kick off.
Let's do it.
In the first half, Olympic won, Eastern Suburbs won. Good result.
I thought it was a good result, considering the first game of the season. Although I think we took the game to them in that first game, East obviously was a better side and kept us out.
Oh, yeah, look, they're a top four side.
They're a top four side, well and truly. But,
yeah.
I mean, East played some good football.
Yeah, they did.
See it, they were well set up.
Yeah.
But our girls rose to that challenge and got stuck in there. And we actually scored first.
Yeah, got in early. Cali Cows.
Yeah, 9 minutes. That was fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic to see.
And the girls held out really, really well.
Yeah, look, I thought we definitely improved from the last meeting, result and performance-wise, I feel.
Yeah.
I think Eastern Suburbs kind of did as well.
For sure.
They seem to rise a little bit to the occasion.
Improving.
Yeah. We got away with it a little bit from the penalty miss.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because the person who was taking it was one of the more prolific goal scorers in Tegan Riding. She already scored in that game.
Correct, yes.
So a little bit surprising, got away with it, albeit maybe with a little help from a couple of the kids to the right of us who screamed right at
We're hoping
to
they'll put her off because they'll bring them to every game.
Yeah, exactly.
But what a great save by Georgia.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, really put her off and, really made herself really big in that. And
yeah, kept us in it.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, it was actually kind of funny because it nearly played out exactly the same way as the men's match before, which, make sure you check out the men's podcast as well. In that it was 1-1 leading to the 80-something minute, and there was a penalty for a handball.
Yeah. A very dubious handball. I really need to have this handball rule changed in the world and set
someone needs to write it out for me.
And I mean, every week it seems to change.
It does, and we actually did ask someone who were fairly close to one of the I think one of the coaches of the men's team, and we said, hey, can you tell us? And they told us that, and I was like, okay, that's great, but that was not how they did it last week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and so,
yeah, fine,
okay, yeah, maybe that was a bad ref, but
don't give me a number of variables.
Yeah, I want a black and white rule. Yeah, so. It is what it is. That's the world that we operate in. Our referees don't get the advantage of VAR.
No.
So, it is what it is. But yeah, it probably wasn't the greatest game we've seen us play, but it was a good game. Like we definitely rose to it. Eastern Suburbs just seemed to be really good that game. I don't know about you, but they seemed to be a little bit on fire in regards to their passing and how they were doing things. And
but here's a couple little stats I pulled off Sober Score.
Yeah, go for it.
Ball possession was 50-50.
Wow, okay.
I know. It shocked me as well.
That actually kind of shocks me.
Really surprised me.
Yeah.
And I looked again and went, 50-50. So at the end of the game, the whole game was 50-50.
I kind of would have assumed Eastern Suburbs would have had more just because...
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Goalkeeper saves. We made 11. They made 1.
Bloody hell. So they just peppered us.
They just hit us. And they just hit us and hit us. Interesting one too. Passes. East had 430. We had 416.
Okay, so that was also quite even.
when you think 14 passes less.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the evenness of how these two teams have come together.
Yeah.
And it just shows where our girls have come from to match almost.
Yeah, exactly right. Because we're looking at the second team in the league.
Yeah.
We're sitting. I think we're still sitting fifth.
We are sitting fifth at the moment. Yep.
Because I think Sunny Coast beat Capalaba, which was a big result for Sunny Coast, and a good result for us because it does put a little bit of a gap between us and Capalaba. Yeah, I wasn't exactly unhappy with it either.
No.
Good to see Sunny Coast get up there.
Of course.
But yeah, like, what can you say about Eastern Suburbs that we haven't already said? They're a top four team. They're second in the league. They're a great team. So to match them 1-1 and to sort of add to our collection of draws against the top 4 team.
Yeah.
And at one stage we were winning that as well. And especially after the Calical's early goal, when Tegan Riding scored the equaliser, I think it was kind of hard not to sit there and go, here we go.
Yeah.
But they never really gather that. And, it shows with the 50-50 possession.
And as I said, that really surprised me, but it shows how far and how good our girls are.
Yeah. That structure that Cam Fox has put in place is really, really helping us.
Yeah. So what you see there and what you see there, two different things.
Oh, 100%.
Because you would have thought we just got outplayed.
Yeah.
But no.
And they sat there, they peppered our goal, but we took our chance.
Yeah. I mean, 11 shots a goal.
Yeah.
And one went in.
One went in.
How good is our backline? How good is Georgia?
Exactly right.
And it just shows the toughness of these girls. And,
clearly we limited them to shots that went straight at the keeper.
Straight at the keeper. And, pulled every time. They're brilliant.
Yeah. And speaking of how good our defensive line is, we actually did have, I believe, not necessarily, too much of an issue. I don't think there was too much of an issue, but Vic had to get substituted.
Yeah. We spoke to Vic after the game, and Vic said it was a hamstring.
Yeah.
But not too serious.
Yeah. So
she obviously felt the twang and went, I need to come off.
And smart enough to come off.
Smart. I mean, that's how intelligent the girl is. She realised that she comes off now, she can get treatment straight away. And obviously with a week later coming up.
Yeah, exactly right. She can
no further damage.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed, so that hopefully is good to see.
Yeah.
Because, Vic's so good. Our backline's so good.
Oh, it's like a brick wall.
Yeah. Speaking of, who would be your player? I think we discussed a player of the match at the game itself.
I think we did too.
And I think we agreed.
Yes, yeah. Calicals was what I looked at.
Yeah.
What a talent. And she just was non-stop.
And it wasn't even just her goal. Fantastic that she got on the score sheet.
No, goals don't make player of the game.
No, she had energy, she had passion, she was everywhere, she was amongst it all the time. She was trying to drag us forward. She was absolutely fantastic. And we pretty much, it was almost unanimous. Like we just sort of sat there and was like, are you thinking of the same person I'm thinking of? Yeah, sweet.
It's just a great performance. And hats off to her.
Yeah. So, and again, it's absolutely fantastic that we can sit here and go, oh, this player played so well. This player played so well. This player played so well.
Scary, isn't it?
It is. It is a little bit. You have to feel for some of the girls that sort of have to sit on the bench week in, week out, and I can imagine it does suck, especially driving back and forth. But it
was good to see Lady get a start.
Yes, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
She's such a good player too.
Yeah.
But we had a couple under 23 girls, I believe, on the bench. I think I can't remember the last name, but she got a couple in the second half.
Yeah, yep.
So it was a good performance.
And then like Loz Spreadborough is just she's so bubbly. I feel for her so much, but she's so bubbly and she's just happy to play her part in the team.
She's such a good player too.
Yeah.
But I suppose from a coach's dilemma, when your back three are performing that well,
how do you?
And Lauren plays in a back three.
Yeah.
How do you squeeze one more in there?
Yeah, exactly right. And
I feel for Lauren, but again, she's dedicated. She's already said she's an important part of this squad.
Yeah.
I suppose, as you said, bubbly, which rubs off all the other girls.
Yeah.
And that's important.
And when you look at obviously you got Vic, Kiz, Callie, Faith when she comes back.
Yeah.
The Vecchios step in and out of there every now and then as well. It's again like when it's so settled, when it's so much quality, where do you find a moment? And this is one of those seasons where we can't. Last season, every game was important.
Of course it was.
But last season we had games where we went, oh yeah, we we could do a bit of rotation here and there. We can't do that this league because we're still fighting for survival. Like, let's be honest. Like, we're sitting fifth. We're sitting solid mid-table. We're the best of the rest, apart from the top four at the moment.
Yeah.
But you still can't rest on your laurels, and you can't sit there and go, I'll play a couple of 23s.
Maybe in round 25 you can start to rest.
Yeah, at the moment, anything can change on a head. So
and this league does.
It does. So we've got to sit there, and it sucks. But the girls that are sitting there have to plug away and like there's a Queensland Cup game coming up soon, so hopefully they'll get a good shot in that one.
Yeah.
Which is against Holland Park Hawks, which we'll talk about in due course.
Yeah, the result. You wouldn't have expected Capalaba to go down to the Sunny Coast Girls.
Yeah, exactly right. Especially how Capalaba came out of the gates.
Yeah, and I've seen the Sunny Coast Girls play.
Yeah,
and I've seen Capalaba play, and we're going, how's that possible?
Yeah,
so there's your unpredictability for this league.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So, but absolutely fantastic. 1-1 draw again against the top four. I think that's 3 now out of 5 games played against the top 4.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fantastic. We're only conceding 1 each to them.
Yeah.
So, it's not necessarily early days. We are well and truly into the season now. So
third of the way through. Well,
yeah, exactly. But we are clearly getting better and better and better. Yes. And it's a slow run, but we're getting there.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
As you said, 1 goal's conceded here, 1 there. We're getting points. We're getting 3 points. It all builds.
Yep.
It all builds.
Exactly right. So, absolutely fantastic to see. So, second half, story time. Now, we decided to do a bit of story time mainly because there's no game coming up this weekend. This weekend is a catch-up weekend for rained-out fixtures. Obviously, we haven't had or seen the likelihood of the rained-out fixtures as we did last season. But Football Queensland did do their due diligence in putting in catch-up fixtures in there. I'll give them that. Exactly right. I do feel like a conversation could have been had about the midweek game before Easter, but here we are.
And that's a big but.
But you've got to give Football Queensland due diligence and say, well done. They organised catch-up fixtures somehow in such a busy schedule. So we thought we'd take this moment and just tell you a little bit about ourselves and our footballing journeys and how we actually ended up at the red and white. So, do you want to go first? We'll do a bit of age before beauty.
Comment on that. Oh dear. Where do I start? Well, I started playing football for a club called Botany Methodist. They were a church-based team in Sydney, in southern side of Sydney, at the age of 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a full season at the ages 9 and 10. We then moved to the Sutherland Shire, which is a very famous area for football.
Mm-hmm.
I then played football for a club called Rainbow Rangers, which is now unfortunately defunct. I then moved on to... I finished with Rainbow Rangers because I got a job.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately work interrupted with training.
There's the old story, isn't it?
I just couldn't get to games.
Yeah.
So I gave it away for a little while. I went back, I think it was the under-20s. I went and joined Sylvania. I played for a year with Sylvania Heights. And then I decided to join Miranda, Miranda Magpies, which is in Miranda, just near Seaboard Shore Park. Then I got involved with supporting in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
So I started supporting football really strongly with a very, very good friend of mine, Steve Perry. We decided one day, I think we're at...
Shout out to Steve Perry.
Steve. I think we're at the Sydney Sports Ground watching New South Wales play Norwich. Norwich toured.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And New South Wales smacked them 4-0. It was magnificent. But we started supporting Sutherland Shire, the Sharks down there, and we went everywhere. I mean, we've been to New Zealand to watch Australia playing World Cup qualifiers. We've been to the UK to watch our respective clubs. Mine's Liverpool, my friend Steve's is Tottenham. We saw other games as well. So our football journey has gone from playing to heavily supporting. We came back. We still kept supporting. I moved to Brisbane. By that stage, I had a son who also wanted to play football. So we got him involved in football. I think I managed the under 11s and I coached the under 12s and 13s at Mitchelton over on the north side of Brisbane. I then got involved with coaching the under-13 boys, as well as a Div 7 women's senior team.
You're on the committee that year as
I
well,
was on
were
the
you not?
as well, so I was never home. Almost divorced, that close. But my wife, said, "Look, it's football on me," and yes, I was having too much football. It was just ridiculous in the end.
It gets to a point, doesn't it?
But I took the Div 1. I took the Div 7 girls. They finished dead last the year before.
Mm.
I changed the whole way of doing things. I introduced different training methods, and we finished in the top 4 that year.
Yeah, fantastic turnaround.
Following year, I coached them again, and we finished in the top 4 that year. And I had a ball.
Yeah,
I had actually the ball. I then moved on to play futsal. I played futsal for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic time in my life too. And then I became a sales rep, and that's where my footballing days, both playing and coaching, ended.
Yeah.
Because I was away from work.
Yeah.
But I still went out and supported Mitchelton. They had a senior side in the NPL back then, and we used to go and watch Mitchelton play all the time.
We did. I used to be ball boy for that too.
You were a ball boy for that, yeah. It was a good time. There was massive crowds, and the crowd was
it was a good period.
The players were great. It was a really good period for Mitchelton, yeah. Very good period. And then, of course, I got the opportunity to move to Newcastle with my work.
Mm-hmm.
So I started watching the Newcastle Jets.
Yep.
Please, no criticism. I also touched base with the NPL down there.
Yeah, you were watching Adamstown.
I used to go watch Adamstown play.
Rosebud, which is one of the oldest teams in Australia.
One of the oldest teams.
It's not the oldest.
Team who gave many, many Australian representatives along the way. So that was fantastic. Had some great years down there watching Newcastle Jets and Adamstown and a lot of the NPL sides. It was brilliant to watch. And then I moved back to Brisbane, and I got introduced to some little club over at Yeronga.
Yeah, some random red and white club.
Red and white club. And I started supporting them, and one thing led to another, and here we are today.
Yeah, well, obviously my story crosses quite a bit with yours, being father and son, fancy that. So obviously, played at Mitchelton for a long time. Supported the senior team, left for our own reasons. I played a year or two at Stanford Rangers.
You did, yeah.
I think I refereed at Stanford Rangers as well, I think, very briefly.
You actually won the grand final.
I did also win the grand final at Stanford Rangers, moved to Westside for a year. Then we did some coaching.
Yes,
you and I did some coaching at the Gap.
I forgot about that. We done some coaching at the
before
Gap.
You went, before all that, or after all that, should I say? You and I coached a 13 and a 14-year-old team at the Gap, which was quite a bit of fun.
Great experience.
Great experience. A bit of fun memories from that. Then the same old story. Work gets in the way. Uni gets in the way. Certain things stop you. I continued to play futsal. Funnily enough, I actually played futsal at Sport Up at Olympic.
Oh.
This is before I properly followed Olympic. I actually used to play at the artificial grounds there behind the main stadium, to the point where I actually did my ankle and stopped playing for a good 5 years on those grounds.
That'll do it.
But before you left to Newcastle, of course, we were big, Brisbane Strikers fans in the NSL. We used to go see them. We used to go see Brisbane Roar. And when it was off season, we would go see anything.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Yeah. If there was a round ball being kicked, we were there.
We used to live, obviously, we used to live north side of Brisbane. Yeah. We used to go to Redlands to watch Redlands play. Yeah. We used to go to Brisbane City. We used to go everywhere. We saw Olympic play Melbourne Knights in the Australia Cup. You were a Football Queensland MASH commissioner at one stage.
I was a MASH commissioner at one stage, yeah, that was interesting.
Now that I think about that, because we used to go to all sorts of games, so you could do that, and I would just hang around and watch football.
Yeah. Used to get it for free.
Yeah, exactly. So, we've been involved in a lot of different areas, and honestly, one of the worst things that happened to me as a football fan was you going down to Newcastle because I lost the person that I used to watch football with. I used to try to keep up with Brisbane Roar, but I just couldn't. Fell out of a lot of the watching the game. And the first place I actually went to, first local game I actually went to was Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
And just fell in love with the atmosphere, fell in love with everyone there. I think we've told the story a number of times before.
I think we have too.
So you can go find it or you can come see us in person. But, and then you obviously came back and we went, screw it, let's follow football like we used to.
Yeah.
And we both lived Southside, so we went, let's follow Olympic.
Yeah.
Saw, a number of the grand finals before we started supporting hard. And what's really funny is we always did what we're doing now. So we used to, whenever we would go anywhere, we would, on the way there, you'd be driving, I'd be on my phone. These were their last results. This is how I think they're going to play. I think we might be able to do this. You know,
it was like a mobile Sky
It was. We did exactly what we do on the, whatever you see us say on the podcast is what we used to do in the car
on the way to go,
on the way there and on the way back.
On the way home,
You know, there's a number of times we're sitting there.
So
you
there's
know,
a review and analysis. On the way home.
Exactly. You know, we'd be heading back from AJ Kelly Park from a 2-1 loss, and we'd be sitting, this person should have done this, and you know, we were doing the exact same thing we're doing now, just privately, I guess.
Yeah, just in the confines of a cabin of a vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the Olympics giving us a lot of things that I never thought was actually possible. You know what we did.
I can't speak highly enough of any of that club. They're just an amazing bunch of people. You know, from players who support you, the coaching staff, to the backroom staff, the backroom staff, to the canteen staff.
Everyone's just happy, willing to say hello, willing to help you out. It's fantastic.
I couldn't wish to be involved in the better club.
And I think the same things for you, and probably for a lot of you as well. Whenever I thought about what I wanted to do with my life, I somehow managed to tie it to football.
Of course.
I wanted to be, at one stage, I wanted to be a journalist, but I wanted to talk about football. At one stage, I wanted to be an architect so I could design football stadiums. You know, hell, I wanted to be a coach at one stage. I wanted to be a scout at one stage. Like, I was really looking into scouting and moving to England and things like that. But, you know, life gets in the way. You know, everything you wanted to do happened to be football. And this is, I guess, the kind of the closest thing we've gotten to working in football. And
is podcast.
Is this podcast. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
That's been fantastic.
It's been fantastic. Yeah. And, you know, if any of the players are currently watching, if any of the staff are currently watching, please know that we follow you as if you played in the Premier League. Like, you are, you know, when you come and say hello to us, like, we're not just, oh, hey, you know, like, you are superstars to us, you know.
God, yes.
So it is really, really funny. You know, they sort of see us as doing a favor to them by doing this podcast, and you know,
no, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. You know, the fact that you allow us to have a chat to you and talk to you on a very deep and, you know, personal level as well, and we've gotten to know quite a lot of you quite well. It's been absolutely fantastic. So
I think the only word that comes to mind is obsessive.
Obsessive is a fantastic word for it.
I wouldn't say Olympic is my life, but Jesus, down close.
It's pretty close. I think you do definitely have to have a life outside of football, but it is. You know, we support everyone who has and will end up one day, hopefully, being in the red and white.
Yeah.
You know, they are all absolute superstars to us. So
it's funny. We were at the girls' game the other day, and we had a couple of lads.
Yeah, a couple of young lads.
And they wanted to wave the flags.
Yeah.
And they thought that was their night. So that was great.
They were lovely people too. They were really lovely kids.
They were lovely.
They were well spoken.
Their parents are beautiful.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the young kids saying to you, "How come you know their names?"
I'm insane.
And it also brought a problem to me.
Yes, yeah, one that we've discussed before. Privately.
We've been discussing this for the last probably 12 months.
Yeah.
And I think we've finally figured out a way to solve this. The interaction between senior teams, men and women, and the juniors is so far apart. It's ridiculous. I've heard people on the stadium go, "Oh, go number 10."
Yeah.
Like, number 10 doesn't exist. Number 10 has a name.
Yeah.
You know, and if we can get these young boys and girls to go, "Hey, Georgia," who's number 10 in the women's team, or "Hey, Cameron," who plays for 6 in the men's team, that becomes closer. It becomes more intimate. It becomes more something that belongs. And I think as a club, that's the way we grow it. You capture the juniors, you then capture the names, you capture the following back.
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
Just a number on the back.
Yeah.
It's somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important step.
Yeah. One of those kids actually asked me, who's my favorite football team in the world? And I actually said to them, apart from Olympic, and they went, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it was just absolutely fantastic to get in touch with the juniors as well. And
we've had a lot of kids come up to us and say, "Can we wave your flag?"
Yeah,
by all means, go hard,
100%.
go for your life.
I mean, you know, as long as you ask, no worries.
Not a problem. Do what you want.
You know, and hell, adults, you can come and ask too. Like, you know, like come and say hello. We truly mean that when we say come and say hello and stand next to us and be part of what we want to do.
Questions.
We truly do mean that, because that's what this club is. This club is community, and we felt that from the moment we stepped foot in it. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I remember, I think it was one game we were playing at home, and you and I were walking up the concrete path there, and I think it was Para that stopped us and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you two. Do you have children play the game?"
Yeah.
No, we don't. Do you have someone who plays here? No, we don't. Do you have any connection?
Actually, that was something else I was going to try to touch on.
Any connection to the club? No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Why the hell do you support?
Are you Greek?
Are you Greek? No, we're not.
I think Kasalikas did that like the next week as well.
Yeah, Peter did the same thing. And I don't think they really could grasp the idea that these two white pasty Anglo-Saxons would support a Greek side who has no connection to Greece whatsoever.
None of us never played there. None of us had anyone who played there.
No, I don't know. Anyone who played there before?
We turned up one day and
the only reason I knew it was there is I bought my Div 7 girls to play Michelin Play Olympic in a game one day. So the only reason I knew the bleeding club was there.
Yeah, exactly right.
Otherwise, on the north side of Brisbane, you don't know they're there.
No, exactly. And, when we were marauding around Brisbane, we were watching all sorts of football, and I'm sure we definitely would have seen Olympic more times than the US Cup one. But man, we watched a lot of football.
But there was another team.
Yeah, we were just going to football to watch football. Yeah. We went to Brisbane Knights once. Twice. Before following Olympic.
We were desperate.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot on. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's just like, we've had zero connection, and we just turned up and turned up and turned up and turned up, and as the story goes, we went. So someone in the football club, someone in the men's side, I believe, started calling us the Ultras.
Yeah, it was Tommy Larkham. Tommy Larkham came.
And I think
we were down in Melbourne.
And we were down in Melbourne for the South Melbourne game. We went to pick up the banner because the men's team, took our banner down for us, which was lovely. And we went to go pick it up, and Tommy saw us, and just in the middle of this very quiet hotel lobby, yelled, "It's the Ultras!"
Yeah. It stuck.
So it stuck, and it stuck from there. And that's why
Tommy
we called
was
it.
Involved in the birth of this mad movement.
Yeah, so, and we try to travel everywhere we possibly can. If we're not at your game, it's because we're at the other one. But yeah, we've seen, I don't even have the stats in front of me. We've seen so many football games. Ridiculous. It'd be over 150 now.
I think since we started watching Olympics, it's well over 150 matches we've seen.
Yeah,
so, and I don't think, how many games per season is that?
There's not that many.
When you think of Kappa, and you think of Queensland Cup, when you think of Australia Cup, when you think of Hellenic.
And then you got the men's and the women's now as well,
I've seen them against football and dream about it.
And this is just fun. What we do.
Yeah,
it's just fun.
It's ball. Have a ball. I love talking about the team. I love talking about the women's team, the men's team.
I think one of the first things that popped in my head when we discussed this idea, because we had a 2024 season review that we filmed that never saw the light of day, because it was honestly, it wasn't terrible, but like we were just very
it looked great on the cutting room floor.
We were just very stocky. We weren't sure what to say. We were very still, I guess. But one of the things when people have asked me about it before, people privately in my life, why have you done this? It's a place for, always said it's a place for me to put my crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about this anyway, whether it was to myself, whether it was to you, or whether it was to people in my life who just really didn't give a damn.
Like my wife.
Well, I'd rather tell it to you guys, our listening, our audience. So, and we do thank you for all the comments that we get, both in person and online. Everyone who comes up to us and says, "Hey, love your podcast. We watch it when we're getting ready. Or I listen to it when I go for a run." We know people who have to do long drives who download it and listen to it on their drive and things like that.
And you have got no
idea
so much how much that means.
It means so much.
It's just, I think, oh my God, someone listens to it. That's great.
Yeah.
It's so
good.
Thrill. And we've had other people go, oh, that line the other day, that guy was golden. Things like that.
We try to have fun.
Yeah, but I was going to say too, and touching on the women's game, we've met a lot of the parents.
Yes, yeah.
From those teams, and the parents are just absolutely wonderful.
Lovely people.
They support you, they listen to you, they chat. They come stand you and chat and talk all game. It's magnificent. I love it. Yeah. So I really thank the parents as well for their support. Without them, we wouldn't have players.
Well, exactly right.
So it's
all the money and time and investment.
The efforts, and it's great. Love it. Wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah. So just to wrap things up, we've played, coached, been a football commissioner. One thing I forgot. You did stretcher bearing at one stage for the W League back when it was called, now obviously called the A-League Women's.
Yes.
You used to be a stretcher bearer for the Brisbane Roar team.
Brisbane Roar team, yes. And I've also done stretcher bearing for the Matildas.
You have too. Yes, you have too.
Yeah.
And that's the same sort of span of time. So, players, coaching, refereeing, match commissioner, stretcher bearer, podcasters now. We've done a little bit of everything, and
I've done a lot in my football life.
Well, committee member, obviously, as well.
Huge.
No Ideas Olympic.
When you fly out on a Saturday morning to Auckland to go see Australia play New Zealand in a World Cup qualifier, get as drunk as hell, and fly home Sunday, you've got to be an idiot.
Yeah.
It's seriously got to be an idiot.
Well, we've done that for a number of things. Well, one for Olympic as well, South Melbourne, of course, but also we did that for the Women's World Cup 2023 that just recently came around.
Yes. We saw all the games in Brisbane.
And the final in Sydney, which means we went from the third place playoff home, got up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, flew to Sydney, watched the football game, came back the next day. And we met Chloe Lagazo.
Chloe Lagazo at Brisbane Airport. Yeah. What a moment in my life.
It was fantastic. That was such a good moment.
I've met some great people in my life. I've had the beauty of meeting people like Johnny Warren, John Cosmina. I've mingled with the all Australian team because you could back then.
Yeah, of course.
When you get on I come from Sydney to Brisbane to watch the Australian team play the Million Cup back then. And I think we were playing China. I can't remember correctly. So I went to the motel where the boys were staying in Brisbane. I went against Portugal.
Yeah.
And Frank Garrick was the coach back then. And Frank said, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" I said, "Yeah, good." He said, "Oh, you obviously going to the game." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Get on the bus."
Yeah.
So I travelled on the bus with the Australian team to Lane Park. Got off the bus and I said, "Oh, thank you so much." And I went to go.
Yeah, you went to go off, yeah.
And Frank said, No, you come here with the players.
Yeah.
So I went with the players' entrance with the Australian squad.
Yeah.
My God. As a 20-odd-year-old.
That's insane, yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
One of the greatest strikers this country ever produced, by the name of John Cosmina. I was blessed enough to get his Sydney City Football Club shirt signed all those years ago. And I still have that.
He's at the Gap now, I believe. I think he's a technical director or something like that.
One of the nicest gentlemen I've come across in this game. Brilliant striker. I found him to be a great guy. Yeah. So I've been blessed.
Yeah, we have. And, even at an Olympic level, I've experienced some of those things. We got stuck into the dressing room for the Cup of Pro Series semi-final when we beat Moreton City, or Moreton Bay, they used to be called back then. Got to celebrate with the lads in there, and obviously, South Melbourne, and so many other moments where it's just been absolutely fantastic. I mean, even last year in the title challenge for the women, we're on the field holding trophies, getting pictures like that. And there were a couple of games where, again, we got stuck into the dressing room and got to celebrate and sing the song and everything like that with our flags. And it's been an absolutely incredible journey. And it's not that we're going to stop it anytime soon. That's not, this is just the beginning.
It's funny you talk about flashbacks. I've just realised.
You've had another one.
My friend.
Story time's running long, folks.
Stephen Perry, a very long life friend and a huge football fan. We had dinner with the England B national team.
Yes, I remember hearing
years ago. Yep. And one of probably the biggest highlight of my life was we had dinner, photographs, and autographed with a man called Kevin Keegan.
Yep.
who back in that stage was one of the biggest strikers England had
The
produced.
king, yeah.
And to have that in my memory locker box, mate, just, I mean, someone of that calibre.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you've met the Australian thing, you met Paul Wade.
Yep.
I had a couple of connections, you've met Frank Farina. So it's been, our journey together has been great.
Yeah,
our journey separately has been great.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of memories there. I'd love to write a book.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
so
and to finish off, and we'll not really finish off, but
to wrap this one up,
start our continuation of our journey with Olympics. So we're going to be around for a long, long time.
Yeah, I do hope so. I do hope none of you get sick of us because we're going to be doing this anyway, whether or not people. That's true. Yeah, so hopefully none of you get sick of us. He can get sick of me. That's fine. I'll still bother him.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we're going to be doing this for a long time, no matter what. Like I said, I think.
Oh, it's not going to stop.
No, this has been the most fun we've ever had.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Involved in a football club because just what we've been able to do and the experience that we've gathered has just been so much fun and so cool.
And you'll text Cam.
Yeah, I can just text the head coaches.
Hey Cam, like we do an interview this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, who do you want? Oh, so and so. Yeah, go if you like.
Yeah.
And to get that support from the women's head coach means so much. He says to the girls, "Oh, girls have been interviewed by the Olympics this week."
Yeah.
By the Ultras.
Yeah.
At so and so time.
Yeah.
And the girls turn up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a buzz.
Well, our last interview, both Izzy and Jackson Simkin, I just want to quickly, we'll probably wrap this up with this because I'm sure story time's gone a little bit long. But we messaged both obviously Cam and Grozzy, and both of them said yes, which is absolutely fantastic. It's so good that we do get that leeway. Izzy and Jackson Simkin both absolutely leapt at the chance.
Yeah, they loved it.
They absolutely loved it. In fact, Jackson actually made his own bed. Actually, both of them kind of did.
Yeah.
Jackson made his own bed because he asked us what we were doing there when we were interviewing Matt Reed. And he says, along the lines of, my invitation got lost in the mail then. So he made his own bed with that one. Izzy did as well because we bumped into her after interviewing someone else. And we mentioned that we did a podcast. Oh, okay. Yeah. She was really excited about it. So both of them sort of made their bed.
Izzy was earmarked.
Yeah. But both of them absolutely jumped at the chance. Both of them were absolutely fantastic. And, we're really, really happy to turn up. When we turned up, Goodwin Park was a little bit dark. I found out that it was because they were doing maintenance on the pitches there, and training was on at O'Grady Park. That's fine. Izzy Anderson was there, and so was Jackson Simkin at Goodwin Park, waiting for us to turn up to do the interview so they could run off to O'Grady Park.
You have no idea how much that meant to us.
That was absolutely incredible.
Absolutely incredible. The respect shown by these two wonderful players. You
could have easily gone, hey, meet us at O'Grady, or you could have sat there and gone, hey, we're not training at Goodwin this week, maybe next time.
Yep.
And both of those would have been absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
It's perfectly fine answers. But to get that respect where they went, no, I'm going to go here first. I've made a commitment. I want to get interviewed.
With the people.
It's just it's so good to see that that those people as well offer us that support and offer us that respect. So absolutely fantastic. And if we haven't interviewed you yet, don't worry, you are on our list. We've actually got the list up beside me right here. So it will happen. But yeah, so we'll wrap that up. But thank you for if you've tuned in
and made it
this far through our ramble. I do apologize for the ramble, but I don't apologize for the story time because it's just good. It's good to take stock and listen to talk about and think about
what football journey has been so exciting.
It has. We've followed a lot of clubs.
So exciting.
Seen a lot of things happen. And again, just to culminate here and have so much fun and do what we do and get to see what we see and talk to who we talk to. It's just.
So you think about, I've been involved in football for 58 years. That's a long time.
It is a very long time.
As you said, playing, coaching, managing, commissioning, all the jobs and tasks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time.
The little things.
I love every flaming second of it.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Yeah. It's a great game. Stay involved.
So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very, very much for everything that you've given us, the comments, even liking it, even viewing this. I look at my phone and I look at the stats and see all the views, and I get excited every time. So thank you very, very much. We truly appreciate it, and we truly mean that. From again, the simplest view to the people who come and make comments to us in person and say that they listen to our podcast, it means the absolute world to us, because this is just what we love to do. This is a little bit of fun. So thank you very, very much. And yeah, that was a bit of a ramble, but next week we'll be back to our regular viewing. As long as no more games get cancelled, and then we'll have to think of more story time.
Yes, rambling part 2.
Yeah, exactly right. So until then, if you come and see us, make sure you come and say hello.
Yep.
You don't have to tell us that you like the podcast, though it is nice.
Yeah.
But as always, go Olympic.
Go Olympic.